Hey Siri, turn on the kitchen light. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm excited to take you on the journey into the world of smart switches as I share my plan to transform my entire house with these intelligent devices. I'll be installing smart switches from various brands and taking you through each step of the process. Now, before we get started, it is important to set the stage. I've established some key criteria for selecting these smart switches. There's a sea of options out there, but I've handpicked the ones I've had personal experiences with and they are met my specific requirements. First, let's talk about budget. I've set a reasonable maximum cost of about $35 per switch. It is about cost effectiveness. Secondly, I'm all about having physical control at all times. Sometimes you just want to be able to reach for that smart switch and be able to turn the lights on and off, right? While I do prefer the local control, it is not a deal breaker. I've gathered a collection of smart switches from various brands, each with its own unique wireless communication methods, form factors, and installation processes. This includes Aqara, Meros, TP-Link, Leviton, and TreetLife. I did have a look at Lutron Cassetta, but the price tag didn't quite justify its reliability. These other switches have provided at least 90% uptime in my 4 years of using them, and that's good enough for me. Now, before you start shopping for smart switches, there's a crucial step: identifying the dumb switches you want to replace. When it comes to the type of smart switches, there are a few configurations to keep in mind. We've got single pole switches, which control a single fixture. Then there are three-way switches used when two switches control one fixture. And the four-way switch, which comes into play when three switches control a single fixture. As of now, I've only found a smart switch that reliably works in the single and three-way configuration. But stay tuned, as I will be exploring the four-way configuration in my new house. Then, you need to identify what functionalities you want out of your switch. In the past, the connectivity method was a significant concern, but in today's tech-savvy world, we've got a robust internet and wireless coverage. These switches work on 5 major protocols: Zigbee, Z-Wave, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and Thread. Ideally, a third switch will be the best option, but there aren't very many options available right now. So here's what I have chosen in my house. For my bedroom, it was a toss-up between the Meros DMAS switch and the TreetLife. And while the Meros does offer a HomeKit compatible version of the DMAS switch, a DMAS switch with a remote and a three-way configuration, as well as a single pole, I decided to go with the TreetLife single pole DMAS switch because my wife says she likes that better. These switches feature a capacitive slider for adjusting the brightness and a physical button for on and off. What I love about them is that they maintain the look of a regular switch. For all my other three-way switches, I'll be using the TreetLife three-way smart switch. One of the reasons I love this switch is that you can just replace one of the two switches, which makes it more cost effective. This switch can also connect via Wi-Fi to the SmartLife app. Plus, both TreetLife switches can be flashed with custom firmwares to enable local control, but I won't be going that route. For my single pole non-dimming lights, I'll be using a combination of Aqara and TP-Link smart switches. While TP-Link connects over Wi-Fi, Aqara uses Zigbee. What sets them apart is their MATA support, which ensures compatibility with a wide range of smart home systems. However, for these switches to work locally, your hub must support local control. Many of the smart speakers now support MATA. For my closets, I'll be using the Aqara smart switches. I appreciate the sleek design of the Aqara smart switch, available in both single and double rocker option. The double rocker allows you to control two separate fixtures, but they must be in a single pole configuration. The Aqara smart switch uses Zigbee 3.0, which means you need a Zigbee hub. I'll use either my Samsung SmartThings hub or the Aqara G3 camera for this purpose. For my media room, I went with the Meros switch in both the three-way configuration and the single pole configuration because I have switches with both use case. And I love the switch because of the fact that it has a physical toggle button which you can use to accurately set the brightness level. You can press on it and adjust the brightness up and down. It also has a physical toggle button to turn it on and off. Another really cool thing about the Meross dimmer switches is the fact that it works natively with the Apple HomeKit setup, which is fantastic for me because, again, I am primarily within the Apple HomeKit setup. So it is great that this switch supports that without any additional configuration. However, you can get this same switch that supports both Google and Amazon if you are within those ecosystems as well. For my laundry room, I found this really cool switch. Now this switch has a PIR sensor, light sensor, motion sensor. So all of these three things in one, what that means is that I'm able to eliminate the need for motion sensors or any of the other sensors that separately need to stay in that room. And the fact that it also has a light sensor makes it perfect for this use case. So which means it also eliminates the need for setting up automations because the switch already does all of this in one. Now this is fantastic for high traffic area like laundry rooms, closets, or even washrooms, depending on how you use your washroom. This switch is actually a no-name brand, so I don't know where I got it from as of right now, but I'm still digging around because I think this would be a viable solution for a lot of my high traffic areas instead of using a regular switch and then buying separate motion sensors and then setting up automations. This is something here. I might have to look down this route, but yeah, if I find it, I'll leave the link down in the comment section as well because I think this switch is pretty cool. I mean, there are other brands that carry this switch as well, but their price tag exceeds my maximum of $35. So, yeah, I'm kind of liking this switch as it is, and it's making me really consider spending a little bit more to go and get some of those other switches. And finally, I'll sprinkle my Leviton Zero switches in various places around the house because I already have them and they work just fine. All the smart switches in my lineup will require workarounds to make them work, except for the TP-Link Casa, of course, because it supports Matter. But all the other options will work fine with both Google and Amazon. The TP-Link has always been one of my favorite smart switches, and I plan to replace many of these other smart switches with TP-Link as soon as TP-Link releases their Matter versions of some of this configuration. Now, here's one essential tip. To install most smart switches, you will need a neutral wiring in the box. Most houses built in the last 10 to 15 years should have neutral wiring, at least in North America, according to the electrical code. However, there's some brands that offer switches that don't need a neutral wiring. Aqara is the only product in my lineup that offers that option. You can actually purchase the single pole option with a neutral or no neutral option. Now, I've included links to all the products I have mentioned in this video. Feel free to leave comments and questions down in the comment section, and let's embark on this exciting journey into the world of smart switches together. Alright, here's a snippet of me installing some of these smart switches. Enjoy.